almost 5:30 in the morning, and well, I love doing the sports report. It's probably one of the most fun things I've done. I mean, the Olympics, I've done a few of those and 4 of those. That's been a great experience. Being a columnist at the New York Times has been a wonderful experience. One of the most fun things I've done probably since 1989 is the sports reporters. Great bunch of guys, a great bunch of people, guys and girls, men and women. But getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's probably been one of the most difficult things. To get up and have to be sharp. And when you love what you do, like people say, it's the old cliche, when you love what you do, it's not work. I kind of pinch myself every day. A day in the life of a New York Times sports reporter, sports columnist. One of the things that the producer does just so really wonderfully, he writes these great segments out, and he gives you a lot of food for thought. I mean, really are. I wish I would brought one. They're really great. So you kind of get talking points. Particularly there are times when, let's say, we're going to be talking golf in the big segment, and he will give you sort of the major talking points, in these scripts, and probably for 4 days leading up to the show, you're kind of thinking about your talking points. You're thinking about, obviously, I'm thinking about my column first, and it works really well together. Sometimes the column informs what I'm going to say, or the script of the show. Sometimes the script of the show informs the column. It's been, really, they work well together. All the stuff works well together. It's the most important person in the building. If you don't have the right credentials, you don't get past here. Hello, everyone. This is we're really early in the morning here. I'm in Bristol, Connecticut, in the ESPN makeup room with Lindsay. This is probably the toughest part of the day, for her and for me. As a matter of fact, trying to erase the blemishes and all that. We're about an hour or so from airtime. We're going to talk obviously about LeBron. We're going to talk golf and all that kind of stuff. But just want to say hey to everybody. Facebook Live crowd, and I'll probably see you a little later. We'll shoot out something later. I don't think anybody's up, right? Probably nobody's up. All right. Anyway, we could hit the finish button, but I just want you to see the context of which I'll be operating. This is the worldwide leader. All right, Facebook Live. Bye. Roten here. Again, there's barbershop conversation and there's sort of substantive.
Well, no, I know, but it's like Tim Kawakami. Tim Kawakami said it last week when Warriors fans were talking about Draymond's suspension. And he said the league told Draymond not to do one more thing. And then he went and did one more thing.
All right, it's showtime.
The Sports Reporter with John Saunders, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Sitting in for John this morning, Mike Lupica.
There's never been one bigger than the one tonight in Oakland between the Warriors and the Cavs. It's why these two teams and their two stars, LeBron and Steph, make this feel like the closest thing to a Super Bowl the NBA has ever had.
Everybody's kind of dragging and, oh man, 6 in the morning. He always, he comes in with his energy. Yeah. It's a great group. Take care. I have brother.
2 seconds to shoot.
Free at last. Thank God Almighty. Free at last. This is like the most fun thing I do. But also the best time, I love this time when the show's over.
Pressure's gone.
When the pressure's gone, Because you've been thinking about this all, you've been thinking about the show ever since you knew you were going to be on the show. You've been thinking about being on the show, and you've been thinking about what you're going to say. And I think that for all of us there, each person you saw, Lupica, Frank Isola, Howard Bryant, we're all columnists. And for a columnist, you always want to make sense. That's the thing, that you always want to make sense, whether people agree with you, don't agree. You want to